Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Twitter space today. We are diving deep into the world of artificial intelligence with Solidus AI tech. Right now, we have Paul with us. Paul, welcome. I guess you're muted, Paul.
Hi, this is Adrian. I'm using Paul's account. Please, can you also unmute AI Tech profile? That's Paul.
Yes, yeah, you're unmuted now. Welcome, Paul and Adrian.
Thank you. Paul, can you hear us?
Hello, can hear you. Can you hear me?
It's working now. Welcome, guys. Um, it's great to have you all here today. So can you please introduce yourselves to us and our community that listening us today right now?
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so I'm Paul Fari. I'm co-founder to Solidus AI Tech. My role within the business is the fundraising, marketing, and the overall structure of the project. And then we have our co-founder here, Adrian Stoica, and I'll let him introduce himself now and what his role is.
Hello, everyone. This is Adrian. I'm also the co-founder of the AI Tech project. My responsibilities are around the technical part, and I have the job to complete our data center and work on the artificial intelligence software part. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Great, glad to have you both of you here with us today. Yeah, I mean AI is the hot stuff on the market these days. The trend actually started with obviously the infamous Chat GPT. We've been seeing a lot of AI projects also chiming into like popping up to Web3 space. So Solidus is actually actually one of these. So how you guys seeing the whole Web3 AI market and the projects that building right now?
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, look, firstly, I think we should probably introduce the project and explain to your community exactly who we are and what we do. Um, we didn't kind of come around at the time of Chat GPT. We have been developing this project now for a number of years. So the idea was formed back in 2020. And then we actually launched the project at the end of 2021, November the 18th. So Solidus AI Tech, we have built a data center, 8,000 square foot data center in Bucharest, Romania, which is where our core technical development team is based, where Adrian is actually from. And Solidus AI Tech are building an infrastructure as a service platform. It has now been under development for 18 months. And this platform is going to allow organizations, businesses, and also software developers to license AI as a service, software applications, license blockchain as a service, and also rent high performance computing power. In addition to that, we're building a marketplace that allows developers to bring their AI applications for our users to license. We also have applications that we have been developing that will also be hosted on that platform. The token AI Tech is the world's first deflationary AI utility token, and that can be used to access all of the services on our platform. We have a deflationary token economy whereby all tokens used on that platform, we will be burning a percentage of those ranging between 5 and 10%, depending on the level of that transaction. So we will be reducing tokens from our supply over time. The more volume we have on the platform, the more tokens we'll be burning, essentially. So that's exactly what we're doing. And sorry, I just thought I'd introduce the company first, and then we can now discuss all AI-related subjects, which Adrian will be more kind of relevant to be answering those types of questions as he
Yeah,
works on the tech side.
for sure. Yeah, quite impressive background to be honest. That you guys been working on this for the last 18 months. Yeah. Um, so maybe a question to Adrian. So what led to birth of the idea of Solidus? Because You said that you guys started 18 months ago, so that's actually pretty pretty good timeline. AI wasn't that famous at that time, so would love to hear your thoughts on that as well.
Absolutely, it's always great to be ahead of times, or at least to feel ahead of times. We actually started back in 2015 when we were doing Ethereum mining. We were doing mainly cryptocurrency mining. At that time, most of the technology was around GPU. This is how Ethereum network started as well for their miners. We were all using GPUs to sustain the Ethereum blockchain. Um, and it was a very, very profitable project for us and for our investors at that time. We all knew that at some point Ethereum will enter in the last phase of its life cycle towards proof of stake. So the GPUs will eventually and did become obsolete in terms of mining. And we focused, thanks to our engineers and to our R&D development, we focused our attention initially into machine learning. We weren't that focused at the time into artificial intelligence. We were focusing in large volumes of data processing, business automation, workflows, and so on. And then we hired our CTO, Catalin, who is also a artificial intelligence professor at the Polytechnics University in Bucharest. I believe he's the only AI teacher in my country. And he started to understand our model. He started to understand the hardware architecture that we're using, and he came up with a lot of AI based solutions on top of our infrastructure. Since that point, we showcased our project into towards various companies, and we had some nice contracts. And we decided just to scale up. So our mission right now is to use our experience so far, our manpower, just to scale up our project to become a supercomputer in Europe, in the European region.
I see. Thank you so much for the the explanation. Um, it's obviously good to be ahead of the time. You guys probably had the first mover advantage over the niche. Um, so I mean, we've seen that like a lot of crypto projects, like in some aspect that it doesn't actually solve a problem. So can you tell us what problem does the Solidus AI trying to solve, and maybe you can just give us explain us in simple terms. So since we don't really have a lot of tech savvy listeners with us as well, so yeah.
I'll try to be as human as possible. From my angle, from where I'm seeing things, we're handling two types of problems. One is the lack of infrastructure at the global scale. There are only a few players in the market who offer GPU based infrastructure solutions, and they are very, very expensive. This is why we can also decelerate the progress into this domain. So we are here to sustain from a freelance developer up to small to medium companies or large organization, government organizations. We have a very cost efficient pricing model in terms of infrastructure services that we offer, as well as the new generation of software, the new generation of technology. Most of it is based on GPU architecture. Take, for example, any GPT based project. In the server requirements, whatever the application might be, they all have one thing in common. They all require GPU architecture. They all require GPUs to run the machine learning part. Even ChatGPT, if you Google ChatGPT server requirements, you'll see that along with the conventional part, they all require GPU computing power. So we are here to assist anyone, any individual or company or large enterprise into their future development needs. And there is huge demand for our services. On the software layer, we have multiple angles, we have multiple software solutions that can be licensed. And here we have an innovative licensing model so that whenever we have a paying customer coming from the real world, or they can simply pay in Bitcoin or bank transfer, we immediately use our payment gateway to convert that amount into the AI tech tokens. So we'll all the time fuel our token ecosystem with capital coming from different sources, which means we're going to have a considerable price increase in our token.
Yeah, sounds like a future-proof concept. Most of those AI companies actually using a lot of GPU power, as far as I know. Um, since I guess you're the right person to ask the question, like, how do you see, once the Ethereum POW switch to POS, the demand for the GPU graphic cards actually kind of like um, a little bit lowered, if that's, I mean, correct from what I heard. Like
Yes.
maybe just out of curiosity. So what's your opinion on this as well? Like how the whole change to POS affected to GPU market. You are probably the right person to ask the question.
Well, that's a beautiful and great question because we all suffered from it. Even the gamers who suffered. I believe right now they are the most happy individuals on earth because they finally can get high performance video cards to play their games. And I think Nvidia had their historical boom into their financials. They passed 2 trillion, if I'm not mistaken, or they passed the trillion markup line anyway. How I see Nvidia right now, and they are very mature company in terms of their offering. They have split their manufacturing and their products into two types: retail, which are the video card gamers, and enterprise, which is us. So
Hmm.
they have the NVIDIA DGX A100, which is one of the best computers in the world for HPC, for high performance computing, and they also have the NVIDIA 4000 series for gamers. So
Hmm.
there will not exist another conflict in the future where there will be a shortage of GPU cards just because a new coin will be released and is going to be GPU mineable. So I
Yeah,
don't
that
see this
sounds like a
happening again.
yeah, that sounds like a great idea. To be honest, once the miners was hated by the gaming community, it's actually great that they actually come up with a solution. Yeah,
They
didn't
did,
know that.
they did, and Ethereum went proof of stake in September last year.
Yeah, it's been a month. It's been a year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So another follow up question. So what is the technology behind the project? Like, can you also explain us in simple
sure,
terms that
absolutely.
us humans can understand?
So our data center is a new generation of data centers designed from day one as being an HPC, a high performance computing building, and we are only using NVIDIA technology, CUDA libraries, and NVIDIA DGX A100 servers. So our data center has 90% of its capacity composed of NVIDIA technology. In terms of
Mhm.
software, we have obviously different flavors of Python or different libraries, exotic libraries that we're using, but mainly we are using the Python programming language.
Mhm. I see. Um, yeah, sounds interesting. Thank you, Adrian. Maybe next question for Paul. So what is the roadmap and milestone? Like anything upcoming, exciting you can share with us and our community? Paul, if you're trying to talk, you're muted.
Well, before Paul fixes his internet connection, I just want to disclose that we are actively working on our new building. By December, we are going to have the interior power line and the high speed network already installed. We have connected early this year the 20 megawatt power line, and we have already 2 megawatts available of power into our premise.
Oh, that's crazy. Like, do you guys
Yes.
have like a support from the government entities? Probably yes, right?
We are working. They are our clients in some projects, and because it's a national level interest, and we have
Mhm.
cooperation on various research and development projects. Of course, we have some incentives from the government. We are invited to participate to various R&D projects and so on. I wouldn't say there is a considerable advantage in pricing or tax deduction. We don't have economical facilities,
Mhm.
but we are in the spotlight for any R&D or high tech project. We are also invited to join the national consortium for quantum computing, and I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with it.
I guess Paul is back with us.
Paul,
Paul, can you hear us? You're muted if you're trying to talk. No.
he's in Dubai, and I believe he has connectivity
Oh, he
issues.
just Paul.
No.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
sorry,
working
my
now.
internet connection
Sh-
cut off, and I had to request to be a speaker again. So apologies about that. But yeah,
no
in
worries.
answer to your question, so we do have a good roadmap. We have a new product that we're going to be announcing, I believe, either tomorrow or Friday. It's an unknown product that our community are unaware of. Obviously, can't mention what it is right now, but that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days. The announcement, at least, and then the product will be available in the next week or two. Followed by that, we have some other exchange listings that we are working on, and there will be another exchange listing in the next 2 weeks. Again, can't say who with, but that will be announced probably 48 hours before the listing event takes place. And as Adrian said, our data center will be powered up in December, or by December, should I say, and followed by that will be the IaaS platform, infrastructure as a service. We can't launch that, although we've been developing it now for 18 months. We can't launch that until the power's connected, because we have to connect the servers to the back end of the platform, of course, so that we can then have that service available to be rented. So there are product launches coming out, leading from now up until the end of this year. The token has not really received its true value yet in the marketplace. We're a very young project, trading on the market in a bear market, and we don't actually have our products live yet. So we do expect to see some positive price action leading up to the data center actually going live, which is what most of our community have been waiting patiently for some time. But they also have to understand that these things do take time, and are always being worked on in the background. So yeah, really looking forward to actually having the product live. And between now and the end of the year, we're going to be focusing more on partnerships for organizations that plan to use our services when they are live at the end of this year. And we're talking to many metaverse play to earn projects that require power for their own platforms. The benefits of using us is obviously cost, and the fact that we can accept crypto as a form of payment. I don't believe there's many companies out there at the moment that do that. And then from the Web2 side, we certainly have many planned partnerships with companies that we already have working relationships with via Adrian and his SaaS company, Soft Galaxy International. So there's lots to come still, and we're just really gearing up now towards the next bull market. and really to see what really how that all plays out.
Indeed, great news are waiting. Keep your eyes peeled for the upcoming news from Solidus AI Tech. I actually kind of agree with you, Paul, on the beer market. We're seeing great projects being suffering because there is not really enough interest from retailer market, and also there is not, I mean, enough liquidity in the market after we seen the FTX crash, the Luna, and it's just dragged down the VCs, But I'm actually not really a TA expert, but I probably we're gonna have better days pretty soon. Since we all seen after the halvings, we always see positive markets. You actually briefly mentioned about the competitors. Like, maybe you can just give us a detailed info about how does Solidus AI stand out from competitors? Like, do you guys have any unique propositions you can tell us?
Yeah, I mean, look, price comes into it. I mean, I'll let Adrian describe why we're more competitive in the market. He's more on the technical side, but definitely when it comes to costings, we are way more competitive. But I'll let Adrian take over.
Well, first of all, like Paul said, we have a very extremely competitive price advantage thanks to the entire business plan that we have set in place. But also, uh, our data center has high tech equipment. We have purchased the best equipment that exists right now in the world, and there is no way for our competitors to keep up with the plan that we already have in place. It's impossible. In the next 5 years, we're going to be market leaders.
All right. That was actually the last question. We always try to keep it short and simple. Thank you so much for joining us today, Paul and Adrian from Solidus AI Tech, and everyone for listening us, for being here for the last 25 minutes. Anything you guys like to say before we wrap this up and
Yeah,
finish?
no, thank you for having us and hosting us on your platform. All I would say is just for your community to, follow our socials. We are very active. Regular updates on the project, partnerships, kind of competitions that we're hosting, and of course, new product announcements coming up soon and exchange listings. So yeah, that's really it from my side.
Anything from your side, Adrian?
That's it from my end. Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Take care.
Have a
Bye
Thank
good
you.
bye.
day.